Both Obama and Wasserman Schultz say basically that the Democrats are right. They're just not good at persuading voters that they're right. But in a different, harsher verdict was rendered by the Washington Post's reliably temperate Dan Balz, who wrote over the weekend that, quote, over the past 6 years, the Democratic Party has been hollowed out. So, Mark, what say you? Did the Democrats just have a bad night last Tuesday, or is the party in existential crisis?
They're in a bit of a crisis, and I think bigger than I realized on Election Day. Not only did they suffer all those losses, including, importantly, state legislative races and governor's races, but since then you've had the president's press conference, the Debbie Wasserman Schultz video, Dan Balz's very important column about the crisis in the party. I think right now the Democrats are, if they're looking to Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi and Debbie Wasserman Schultz to bring them back, they're going to be in some trouble because the Republicans have younger leaders and more energetic leaders right now. It's a big problem for the Democratic Party.
Well, it's not just that, right? I mean, one of the things that Dan points out in his piece, which I think is right, is that, you know, one of the great benefits that the party has is Hillary Clinton, in the sense that they have a pretty good sense of who their nominee is going to be in 2016, and she's the biggest figure on the political stage. On the other hand, the Obamas and the Clintons have crowded out a lot of, taken up a lot of airspace in the Democratic Party for a long time. And if Clinton, for instance, wasn't going to run, you'd realize very quickly that the Democratic bench is pretty weak at this point. You look around the country in these various states, the party is thin on the ground in terms of leaders below Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Bill Clinton. That's a bad state to be in for the party heading into the future.
And if you look at how the White House has reacted publicly and then in background quotes since the election, the fear that Democrats had, the suspicion that Democrats had at the congressional level, the state party level, that the Obama political machine exists for the service of one thing, Barack Obama, not to build the Democratic Party, is true.
Yes.
And in these last 2 years, if the president's going to be doing deals with Republicans and not defining what it means to be a Democrat, they're going to go into 2016, with or without Hillary Clinton, in a very tough place.